Hello, in today's video we are going to be building a huge cross, a second one, but this time it's going to be built out of snow blocks and it's going to be a white, great, amazing, huge, massive cross that I'll build on, you'll see where exactly, and honestly this whole result I'm just going to be guiding you on towards how I made it, what I did to, make it, and as you can see at the start, I'm mining a snow golem just to get snow the most efficient way. Even though, your shovels break down quite a bit, it doesn't matter. It's still a very unique process on getting blocks, and a fast one too, honestly. Once you get enough blocks to build your foundation, you have to find a place where to actually build it. As you can see on the left, there was my first cross, and honestly, I have no clue where to make it, but, well, the conclusion I came to is building it near this mountain for it to look this side of the way. I mean, honestly, that's pretty much the only great idea I found where to put the cross. I didn't know exactly where to put this cross because it was actually hard to decide. But once I found like a pretty normal spot because it's close to the village, close to our hometown, and I didn't decide to go exactly to the white biome, to the snow biome, because I thought it was gonna be like a little bit too extra, a little bit like if you look from the snow biome, it's gonna literally look like snow biome. So I decided to choose exactly to build it on this normal, biome. I don't know exactly how it's called. So I decided to make it about 5 blocks from each side, so it's really thick. You'll see in the end exactly what kind of changes I've done, but for now I think 5 or 4 blocks is enough for the foundation and to make a great big cross. But yeah, basically 4 blocks every side. Yeah, that's how it works. Basically, the hardest thing about this project was to deliver blocks from the upper part to here because honestly, I haven't beat the game yet and I didn't have any elytra to fly up, so getting up was a very huge problem. I didn't want to build special stairs just for myself to get up because that would be way too long and take way too long just to, in general, get the trees. I also didn't have enough blocks to even like fill in the gaps, so I decided I would firstly build the core and then just later on fill in some kind of gaps in between the cross. You'll see exactly later what I mean, but I also didn't exactly know how much like the altitude should be for the cross, like the proportion exactly. So I was kind of going with a blind eye on like what am I doing, but then once I like decided to exactly put the arm's length, the arm length of the cross of the side, then only I was like, calm. But yeah, basically the problem was mostly with not having enough blocks and getting up and getting down because I have died many times. I'll show you exactly those times later, but it's very hard. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Getting up with a bucket, it shouldn't be hard, but it's not. And I was planning to build this cross about 180 blocks high, but I kind of made it around 160, 150 blocks. A little bit not exactly my intention, but you know what? I'll take it for the better. Again, I have no clue why I exactly decided to choose to build a cross out of every structure in the game, but I don't know why, but in Minecraft, crosses just look very appealing in my opinion, and especially a white one, honestly. Like, it's not every day you see someone building at least anything from, snow, because it's a very delicate material, and you can't kind of, I mean, I think it's the whitest material in the game, so it's kind of expected for it to be delicate, but I'm not gonna lie, it looks really nice. I don't like the fact that if I could build this possibly in a desert, that would probably look the best because just imagine you're walking, and you see a huge like 150, 160 block, huge structure of a cross in the desert. That would be very nice. But you know what? I'll take it. This is at least next to Stronghold, next to home, next to everything, And I also forgot to actually lighten the place, so there were a couple of mobs that were spawning there, which will be a problem eventually, as you'll see later. But yeah, for now, I was just measuring exactly how tall were the lengths of these sides. I think they were around 30 blocks, to be fair. So yeah, 30 by 30 is equal. Like, it's gonna be around 65 blocks in both sides. So yeah, and as you can see, my blocks ended, and I decided to make a super insane clutch jump, and eventually I just died. You'll see eventually. Just wait. Basically, I forgot to carry a water bucket and I just died. Nice. This is what we have for now. We need to fill in those gaps and completely finish our build. We gained a couple of blocks, so that will be a lot easier, but we have a lot of work to do, so let's go ahead and stop yapping and build it. As I have already previous mentioned, probably, that it was actually pretty tough to actually get on this cross without having a source of like a ladder, or we had a water source, but I'm not gonna lie, you'll see in the nearest future that I just fall off it, just like there, and it's pretty hard to actually recover your loot, especially when you just randomly do that. And I mean, it's at least it's close to spawn, and like you can spawn real quick to it, but I don't know, it wasn't very fun not having any like source. Plus, this is Bedrock, so it's not as sophisticated as like Java would be with buckets. It's much nicer, I would say, with a bucket. And if I had like a Riptide Trident, which I don't for now, I would use it, or like an Elytra. That'd be very nice. But I haven't even passed the game. It's only day 81, and I'm currently literally stuck on this just cross. I have no clue why I'm actually making this. I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's just gonna be like a cool mega build that I've been already keeping for a little bit too long in my bucket list of things to do. I mean, I know, yeah, man, that I died there again, but I know that it's kind of smarter to wait for like until you beat the game, get the Elytra, you get Riptide, you get all the rockets you need, and then build stuff. But you know what? I'm a very impatient human being, so I'm just gonna build it right now, right here. We don't have that much actually to fill in, so this should not take that long actually. You may be wondering what I'm doing right now, but it turns out I got basically I wanted to tilt a little bit the sides up because I think it would be visually looking a lot better from like the side if I tilt it and not make it look like just a cross brick. If I kind of made it a little bit formy, a little bit roundy in the end, then I think it would just appeal better in a long distance. So yeah, it's interesting, and in the future, I kind of messed up. You guys will see that, and I hope that then does never happen to me again. I did a smart thing where I just used water as an advantage to like build blocks here, but god damn, it took a long time to break these blocks because I did not have any respiration or anything on my. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Now looking at this, from like the editing perspective, I should have honestly beat the game before doing this because my gear and just everything about this is just so funny that I'm doing this on day 86 where don't have 15 stakes with me, iron gear, and just a couple stacks of snow blocks. It's just funny on how what the hell was I doing? Honestly, I really don't know. Basically, as you can see, I'm building the left now side of the cross, and it is like at that moment, well, except not exactly this moment, but once I finish basically building this whole structure, um, I find out that I have misplaced the side completely, and eventually I break it all, which is very not fun. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a very, very long time to repair it, like a very, very, very long time. I also had to light it up, of course, but it took me way too long to understand that. And once I did, I was crying inside, honestly, and dying too. Before we continue building the cross, this is how it kind of looks outside, but you might have noticed this igloo that I also built, and I just want to show you around. This is a really cool igloo that I made. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's all made out of snow, and you will see why I made such a roof on top of it later on in maybe another series or episode of this. But look at this interior. It's pretty empty, pretty much has nothing inside of it, but it's really, really cool, and I am happy that I built it. And there's even a small little cross with the chicken and when it died, and a couple of more other crosses next by. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish our goddamn build. I hope I have enough blocks now. If you're ever going to be building something like this, and I literally am going to tell you one thing. Actually, no, there's two main steps that you just must not mess up. Is first one, you always have to bring yourself some kind of source of like falling down. For example, like a water bucket, it could be an ender pearl, it could be an elytra, it could even be a slime block, anything that can reduce your fall damage to the minimum and for you not to die. Because that is helpful as hell if you are high off and you do not know when or just when or where the hell you are. Yeah, you just need it. And second of all is do not mess up if you're making your structure, let's just call it identical to, like, for example, we're making two sides of the cross. You do not want to mess it up because I'm not going to lie. If you mess it up, you're going to have a lot of trouble fixing it. For example, I did. I spent probably an extra 30 to 40 minutes just fixing that one rare, like, left. There was literally a small little miscalculation, and I had to completely redo the floor, redo the upper part of the cross side or whatever section, doesn't matter. And yeah, anyway, I actually also had this idea to leave on the top a small little tree, as it kind of represents, the first birth, the first life of Minecraft. So I decided to do that too, and I did not exactly know how far to go up. I didn't want it to look too ugly, like if it was unsymmetrical, unproportionate. So we just left some dirt, and by the way, there's going to be a really cool moment soon, but yeah, we just left the dirt. We just kind of light it up so no mobs spawn. And the coolest moment here is that I am going to hit this crazy MLG water bucket clutch with lag. I was actually very, very surprised I did that, and I was very happy I did that, and you should be too. Anyway, and once we got that, I basically looked across and said, we need an extra layer from this side because it just kind of looks ugly. It looks too thin. Looks just a little bit out of the out of the concept of this being something mega, if you know what I mean. And also, I looked and it had to be a little bit higher, just a tiny little bit. Can't really overdo the heightness, but we just needed to make it a little bit higher, and which we succeeded in completely. And okay, yeah, I'm making a little bit too high. I'm not gonna lie. My mistake there. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this is way too high. I did not. Okay, no, I should stop. Yeah, let's just hope I stop. Okay, I stopped there. A little bit too high. I'm not gonna lie. I did not even know if I needed water or no. But what am I waiting for? I don't even know. Okay, sure, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I made it a little bit too high. That's literally what I'm trying to tell you. And then I fill in, basically make it a little bit pretty. Again, MLG, amazing MLG clutch. This is how it looks for now, but I am not gonna let it look like that because I need to increase the sides too. It looks good, but honestly, if I added more blocks to the side, it's gonna look even more amazing, and it's just gonna look wholly like the great white cross. I mean, I don't even know why I'm saying like. I don't think anyone has ever done this before, or if has, then I'm not aware of it because I think I'm the first. It doesn't really matter, to be fair. But yeah, it's a really weird. Okay, it's a really weird project for me to do when not passing the game, not having any elytra, not having any, like, backup. But if you're trying to do this, just keep in mind it's gonna be very, very long to farm that one iron, not iron, but the golem or whatever it's called, basically the snowman that gives you these snow blocks. It's going to take a very long time, and you are probably going to be very annoyed by him because a lot of shovels usually die from it, no matter the efficiency, no matter what shovel it is. It's going to die out, and just be cautiously careful about that because you will want to be cautiously careful about that. By the way, this is the last side of ours, and we're about to finish this build completely. We just had to kind of, get down, and let's go ahead and see what we have in our end result. As for the cross, I am very, very satisfied with this. Honestly, I hope it looks good, and that is the end result. Honestly, I think it's really, like, really, really nice. I kind of overdid the top part just a little bit, like on a 4 block distance, but rather than that, I have absolutely no complaints. Let's go ahead and build a little small thingy for me to look from a top, but yeah, this cross honestly looks pretty damn good. I really adore it. It's really nice, honestly. I can't be complaining anymore. Like the lighting, everything about it is just nice. That's all I could say. This is the final result for the cross. There you have it. It's a little bit glowy on the top, and I'm very satisfied with it. I could make it a little bit lighted, like for it to be visible in the night, but honestly, if you enjoyed how I was making this, you know what to do. Thank you for finishing this video to the end, if you have, of course, and I'm gonna go say goodbye. Thank you guys. Goodbye.